Hello again my dudes, this is Kadima back with another build video for Elden Ring using the new DLC stuff, and in this case we are actually using every single piece of gear that we have from the DLC. And remember my last video where I showed you the toxic build using the spam of the Swift Slash? That's right, I found the perfect way to counter that build, especially in the arena. It's not going to be very effective if you run into it during an invasion, because you'll probably run against 2 or 3 people just spamming that, which is not ideal. But on a 1v1 scenario in the arena, you will most likely win with this. You just have to use it right. And what exactly is it that we are using? That's right, baby. Fire and sleep. The perfect combination. This is a devastating build, not only against the spamming of the Swift Slash, of course, but it's an all-around absolutely powerful build. And the reason why it is so powerful, it's because this weapon on its own, the sword, is actually gives you at least 3-4 different true combos. Let's talk about them. When you have it two-handed, this is a true combo, R1 to R1. When you have it one-handed, this is a true combo, R1 to R1. When you have it one-handed, this is a true combo. When you R1 and shoot the sleeping bolts, that's right, we are using sleeping bolts, it's also a true combo. And at this distance, you do connect the sleep every time. 99.9% of players in PvP will fall asleep with a R1 to bolt. I don't want to waste bolts because I'm actually running low, but it will connect every time. So what else can you do to make it even more devastating? Another thing that connects, it is a true combo, is this to this. It doesn't always connect, it's not a 100% true combo, but it does connect at least 50% of the time. So it doesn't really fall under the category of a true combo, because true combos are meant to connect every time. But if lag is on your side, it will eventually make it worth it. Also, do remember that every time you use this, the sword is now on fire. So you'll be doing a little bit more damage. It goes all the way to 1129, which is beautiful, especially because combined with the rest of our equipment, we'll be doing a tremendous amount of damage. But that's not all. Let's talk about my favorite true combo. So you are playing PvP, you are in the arena, and you are outspacing your opponent, doing your little circles. And your opponent is using whatever weapon they want. As long as you initiate your attack just at the same time as they initiate theirs, you are not going to get interrupted, unless again, because of lag, you actually initiated it too late compared to what they've done. But if you can predict when your opponent is about to attack you, either it be a running R1 or a running R2, it doesn't really matter. As long as you get to trade, you will have the upper hand, because this weapon, probably not intended, as a true combo with just the R1. And when it does, it gives you hyper armor. You will not get interrupted except for very specific things. You might get interrupted by the dragging of the Swift Slash. It doesn't always happen, but it may happen at times. If that's the case, all you have to do is turn back and swing another R1 and you will get them, guaranteed. If they go past you and you get hit, just turn back and R1, you will get them. It's a guarantee, it works every time. But in any case, let's talk about my favorite true combo. It's when you trade R1, 2 bolts, you two-hand the weapon, and then you do the Ashes of War. It works every time. Yes, and you get the sword on fire. So that's the way to go, and I'm gonna give you plenty of examples in the arena of how to use this and how to do it. Another 2 combo that works, again, if you can't get used to hard one-handing it to the weapon art, there's another way to do the true combo, which is when you do the R1, you do the bolts, and then you do a fully charged R2 with the weapon on your hand. You can also do R1 to bolts to then another R1 if you want. It works every time. It doesn't necessarily have to be the one-handed swing with the Ashes of War. The only reason why you want to try to do that, it's because of the rest of the build. So the Fire Knight's Fire Great Sword, it scales S with Strength, Dexterity E, and Faith E. Requirements 22 Strength, 18 Faith, 12 Faith, and 18 Dexterity. We want the spread crossbow as well, fully upgraded. It requires Strength 11 and Dexterity 17. It doesn't really have any scaling. The base damage is what it is. And then you have the Sleep Bone Bolts, which causes a sleep buildup of 90. So every time you actually get all the bolts to connect, and I'll show you against the wall, if you are at this distance, yeah, they all connect because they all hit the target. Every single one of them. All those 10 bolts connect with the target, so he will fall asleep immediately. And when he falls asleep, you get to do an R1. You probably have just enough time to do a fully charged R2, but my favorite is to swap and then just go with the weapon art. But let's talk about the rest of the equipment. I'm using Mesmer's Helm. The reason why I'm using Mesmer's Helm is actually in the description. If you pay attention, it says slightly enhances incantations of Mesmer's Flame as well as Fire Knight's skills. Now, Fire Knight skills are connected to Fire Knight weapons. What weapon are we using? The Fire Knight's Greatsword. That's right, the weapon art gets a slight increase of damage. And besides, the helmet actually looks cool, especially if you have frenzied eyes like me. It just looks amazing. I love this helmet. Now, for the rest of the armor, as usual, I am a guy that likes to take risks. I go all in. So I'm using the Rakasha's armor, the complete set, which, as in previous builds, it increases all damage dealt, but it also increases all damage received. So it is a gamble, it's entirely up to you. I like to take the risks because with the combo, when it works, you will most likely one-shot people 90% of the time. For the talismans, Fire Scorpion Charm, of course, we are using fire. We want a little bit of extra fire damage. Two-handed sword talisman, because as I explained, when you do the 3-hit true combo, the last hit is with the sword two-handed for the weapon art, so it does increase damage. The Trina Smile, Sleep in the Vicinity, increases attack power. Again, once you shoot the bolts and the opponent falls asleep, increase attack power. And the Shard of Alexander, because skills will have a boost the attack power. Now, if you are playing invasions, which I did, but I had ran out of space to record, I have to clean up my PlayStation memory, but you should use the oil-soaked tier, which temporarily coats nearby enemies in oil, and the flame-shrouding crack tier, which temporarily boosts fire attacks. Now, imagine you invade a group of 2 or 3 people. You can always just wait for one of them to get close enough so you can shoot the bolt. Once you shoot, you swing the R1 twice, just to be sure, because the moment he kneels with the sleep, his friends are going to come for the rescue. And the moment that you two-hand the true combo of the double R1s, you are going to kill at least one of them. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. And that gives you the space to then focus on another one. You can always take a step back, recharge your bolt, and rinse and repeat. You can always try to trade a few ones to get the combo working. The only thing is that the true combo, you might get interrupted if there's a friend around you. So it's best to just two-hand it. This does above 1,500 damage with 2 hits. If you have everything activated during invasions by consuming the physique. Now, last thing I want to mention is the character stats. I'm using 55 vigor. Normally I go 50, but I went 55 just because I'm so squishy and taking the risk of getting hit to get the true combo that I want that little bit of extra HP. 14 in mind, just so you have enough FPs to use the weapon art in case you missed it, or in case you've been using it mid-fight, because you can always use it mid-fight, it's entirely up to you. Endurance 35, you need to have enough stamina for everything to work, and you want to be able to have medium roll using this armor set. The weapon itself is quite heavy. Dexterity, it's 18, just enough to use the weapon. Intelligence at 9, and faith at 12. Strength, of course, 80. We go full strength with this build, although the weapon itself only scales C with strength. If you take notice, it's 1116 when two-handed. If you do it one-handed, it's still a respectable 982 damage per. This is just insane numbers. But enough of me talking about the build. Let me give you a few examples of how it actually works in PvP. So let's start with the one fight that truly matters. Unfortunately, I had to delete some of the recordings I had for those spamming Swift Slash, but this one will do just fine. So this is how you counter it. You have to force them just to stay at the right distance so you can apply the pressure. It also helps if there's an obstacle, but once you get to sleep, they will retreat because they don't really know what to do. And he's about to run out of FP. As you can see, he was the one hiding behind it now. You get the bow ready, the crossbow ready, you get close enough just to land here and there so it builds up nicely, and boom, running R2. That's it, my friend. You are about to get killed. Get good and stop using this build. Teabagged. And for the next one, actually a very skilled player. It took me quite a while to defeat him, and he kept swapping weapons as well, and he got me good. Not gonna say he didn't. He made me work for the win. He's actually spacing me quite well, and he nearly got the true combo, but because he hit me with the second swing of the sword, as I explained previously, it doesn't work as a true combo. I actually missed that one right there, which was terrible, and then he started applying real pressure because he was about to win. I managed to run a running R2 and hit. It connected. I'm trying to apply pressure. He stopped, but then he did get hit. I'm not sure if he thought I was just trolling. I was just waiting for him to roll. One thing you can do to avoid the bolts, don't know if you guys are aware, is jump. If you jump, the bolts are most likely not going to hit. But I didn't manage to get hit there. However, I don't know why it didn't proc to sleep. In any case, I managed to win. But GG to you, my friend, you did make me work. Now let's go for the true combo when it actually works. Now fighting this guy, you can tell he's got low armor, he's not gonna resist. The moment I manage to hit him one time, I have a feeling that he's going to die. He actually switches for a heavier weapon. That gives me the opportunity. R1, bolt, two-hand, weapon art, GG. It's that easy. Now, this guy, unfortunately, he appeared to me in the arena twice, and I managed to land the combo twice. So here he comes again. I hit him R1, bolt, two-hand, weapon art, GG. And that's it. Easy. Or better, it looks easy, but it does take some practice to manage to land it. Now, I love fighting guys like this because they confuse me. I don't really know what they're doing. They're just jumping around. But I did manage to hit and land the combo straight away. He kept jumping about, so I tried to land the bolt before he got up, and I managed to get him with the second swing of the R1. This is a very quick one. So this guy is got such low armor that I managed to R1, sleep, two-hand, boom, glass cannon, defeated. GG. But you guys get the idea of how you can land the true combo. Now this guy, he's using that shield that I call it the Captain America shield because He does kind of give you Captain America vibes. I managed to run into him a couple of times. I won 2, I lost one of them because I actually accidentally decided to shoot bolts when he was already sleeping. It was a big mistake. But as you can see, I'm applying the pressure. He's just there throwing Captain America shields, and I managed to get the kill. GG. Now this guy, he's actually quite good. I fought him quite a few times by now. I'm trying to apply the pressure by throwing the sleep from all the way in the back, just to see if I get a reaction. And I'm going to trade R1, bolt, two-hand, the finish. GG, bro. GG. Now this guy, he's actually using one of the supposed to be best weapons in the DLC, which I am yet to fully try and design something about it, but I am curious, I'm not gonna deny. But he actually made me work with these dodges. Problem is, I had a feeling he was going to be a glass cannon, so I decided to trade R1, bolt, two-hand, boom. And there he is. Glass cannon confirmed. GG, bro. Now for the next one. This guy was not using Swift Slash, but he's using dual katanas, which is fine. I got no problems with it. I noticed he was trying to focus too much on jumping R1s and running R1s, so I decided to let him hit me, and the moment he hits me, I do the trade, and I get the 3-hit combo. In this one, we actually fight someone who is quite skilled. I fought him a couple of times as well. But I don't know if he was just buffing himself or what the hell was that. But I was really far. But I could tell he was trying to do raviolis on me. So I waited for the right distance. R1, bolt, two-hand, weapon art. He was pretty much done. He just had a little bit of HP left. So I finished him with some long distance sniping bolts. Now for this guy, again, I fought him a couple of times. But I think I got him completely by surprise on this one, because he was trying to parry me. He managed to parry me before, so I decided not to be so careless. I managed to land the trade and finish him off with the bolts themselves. Good fight, and congratulations for that parry. In this one, it's actually a funny one, because I was not expecting this guy to be such a glass cannon, but he was clearly playing for the parry. I mean, come on. Go to sleep, charged R2, GG. Good game, bro. Victory. And now, for the next one, just a couple more. This will be the last one, actually. I fought this guy quite a few times. He's actually quite good. But you will see I actually managed to kill him quite quickly. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave your comments and opinions down below. Subscribe if you haven't just yet. Leave a like. And I'll see you in the next one. Cheerio! GG, bros.